Hi everyone, Mark here from Fitness Studio Marketing Canada, and today I just want to talk about three keys to successful digital marketing for your fitness business in Canada. I'm not going to try to bore you and say that digital marketing doesn't matter, but you already know it matters because it brings in more leads and more revenue. But what really matters is the fact that with digital marketing, there are a few key things that you really need to know, and that's number one is you need to have something that people want. So for your campaign to be successful, you have to really truly know what people want, and they have to understand what you offer and it has to relate to them. And with due time, a lot of things do change. So for example, COVID was a good example where people were starting to work out at home and they didn't know what to do, and people were going bananas just trying to get their workout in. So being able to adapt to market changes, being able to offer mobile services if you're a personal trainer. And last but not the least is really the purpose of the offer. So if you are going to run an ad campaign, the goal of an ad offer is to really just start a conversation, and you have to know that, not for a sale. So what that means is really getting to know what the purpose of the offer is. So if you're going to run an ad campaign saying I want to help you lose weight, then it better be about a conversation about losing weight, not really to sell. Because a key thing is, again, you have to, number one, have something people want, and they have to understand what your offer is. Because if they show up, then you have already pre qualified them, they understand your offer, there's a purpose in the offer, then they most likely will sign up with whatever services you offer them. So, according to recent data, when we did a case analysis in terms of digital marketing, we found that free trial is still the best offer there is around there. There are about others. Well, I'm not going to bore you with that because those are trade secrets and I could get in trouble with our clients. So, another one would be discounted membership in class bundles. So, if you are doing free trial alone, I would say that 36.8%, if the market share around your area is being targeted already and they kind of like that already. But you are missing a few things. So, for example, if you want to do a discounted membership per month or every season when it gets slow, then that's also an option. Another thing would be a class bundle. So, for example, if you are a gym who offers classes at the same time, that's just a regular membership, meaning a brick mortar weight cardio gym plus class bundle. Then that's also a big factor that I've seen so far in the past couple of years. And the others, again, those are trade secrets, so can't say so much about it. You'll have to book time with me or really use our service for me to be able to say that. The next one would be to really know your own data. So if you don't have a grasp of your own data, for example, your conversion rates and your demographics, your area, then your campaigns will most likely not be successful. So let the data guide you. One example for that is if you're not diagnosing accurately, for example, I have a client who wants to keep targeting a certain location in here in Vancouver, and this person keeps saying, I need to target the general public. But our SEO and data, ad data, keeps saying that the best people to target in the area is around the ages of 50 to 65, who are mostly seniors. But this person, our client, keeps making us target ages 30 to 50. So, I mean, yeah, you're probably going to get that, but not as much revenue as you could if you were targeting what the data actually shows in your area. So this goes back to really knowing what your target market is and catering to them properly. So if you want constant quality and clarity, you have to adapt. So that way your messages connects with the right audience. So at the same time, one big thing that I see that you have to avoid is some gym owners come to us and say, I have an idea for an ad. And I say, okay, that's a great idea. Then 2 weeks later, they see that the ad is not working. And then boom, they just want to cancel the ad right away. And I say, well, first of all, the learning stage hasn't gone through yet. it probably takes around, it depends on the ad budget and depends on the demographic, maybe take up to 5 days, up to 2 weeks sometimes. It really depends on your area and the volume, your ad budget, etc. So, and then on top of that, the season. So, for example, in Ontario, they just had a really huge snowstorm in the past 18 days, and one client was telling me that they were snowed in for like 18 days straight. So, if you have an ad and then you launch it around that time, don't expect that, hey, you're gonna get a lot of lead submissions. And then now you want to change your ad. Don't change your ad. Wait for at least 3 months to really see if the ad works and then let that data guide you. So just going a little bit further on diagnosing accurately in terms of everything that I've said so far. So first of all, analyze your sales funnel. So take a look at the issues of your ad to your conversion ratio. And a good example for that is really getting to know, okay, how many leads did I get? How many people got converted? How many people did show up for a class and didn't sign up? How many people did sign up? How many people canceled? Knowing your numbers diligently and religiously will give you an idea on what to diagnose properly. And that way you can kind of see, oh, hey, some people are getting stuck on the showed up for a class but don't sign up. Then if someone shows up and let's say you have 100 leads and 100 of those leads showed up and basically did not sign up, then you have a sales issue. If let's say hypothetically that um, you have 100 leads from Facebook and Instagram and let's say your website, but none of them book, then you have some sort of an outreach issue that you're not that no one's booking these guys. So diagnosing properly goes a long way. If it is an ad problem though, then you're gonna have to go through the ad and say, is it connecting to the right audience? So as mentioned before, if your audience in your area says the best people to target is 50 years old plus, then you should be targeting that. And you have to essentially maintain the quality and credibility of that ad all the time. And if you're not getting that, make sure that it is the right time to do some ads. I mean, you're probably not going to get a lot during the summertime. So if you're expecting a lot during the summertime and let's say December, then probably not a good idea. So wait for results. Avoid rushing to conclusions, and really give the campaign at least 3 months to really see if it works or not. So key number three, you're going to go through a lot with ads, especially when you start working with us. We might have to go through 3 or 4 different campaigns until we find a sweet spot. And especially for your area, because Canada is a bit different in terms of how we are, and as compared to the States, for example. Our population alone is way different than the States. We have almost the same population as California. So the same quantity marketing in the States does not work here in Canada. So we have to be a bit more of a quality. So that being said, for us to really stay ahead and get ahead of our competitors, we have to give more quality into the things that we do. And that starts with testing to see if which of our campaigns will work. And again, that may take 3 to 6 months. It could be a lot, but it's a good investment to really find out what works for you. The second one is learn your market fingerprint. If you really spend the time to do 1 to 3 months to do some ads, to do your SEO, and really taking a look at the data of your demographic, then you will know who to target properly. So, and then after that, it's all about being consistent. With all the ads that we have run for the past almost a decade, we found that most ads do work. As you can see in here, I just want to bring your attention to the green. We can see that this is 1, 2, and 3 ads, let's say, for example, and then this one, um, the green is essentially at 25%. This is around like the 20% mark, and then this is around the 55% mark. What this really means is that we have tested quite a few different ads, and it's not that any ad doesn't work. They will work, but it's just a matter of who do they work for. So once we start to find out who your real demographic is, who your real target market is, that's when we really start to scale and reduce the risk. We find the winners of our ads, and then we stay consistent with that ad going forward. But another idea to really boost that is to start doing a little bit more organic posting. One good example for that is with Fitness 365, we used to do a lot of different ads in here in Toronto, but we started posting a little bit more reels. And we have been consistently doing this for the past uh, 3 to 4 years. We have cut a little bit back on ads, and by doing all this and being consistent, as you can see in here, we're just always consistent. This is going back to 3 to 4 years. Um, since we're being consistent, people will now start to follow you and then refer you, tag people, etc. Even if you don't see a lot of engagements, you have to be a bit more consistent because you don't really know who's coming through to your page and looking at your page. Something will always resonate to people, and when they're having that issue, for example, when here not feeling your glutes, try this. So the moment that I could be walking around and a random park in downtown Toronto, and I feel that hey, I should be working out my glutes. I'm gonna start thinking about this video, and then now what really matters is that I'm thinking about Fitness 365. So by doing a lot of organic posting, you can actually boost your member base in the future organically. So one last thing I want to leave you with is if you like what you see and think that we can help you, I'm sure that we can. Please book a time with me at fitnessstudiomarketing.ca/book. The link is on the description. What we offer you is we offer a full strategy session where we actually create a member keyword list for you. We run your website report, SEO, and AI reports, and at the same time create a strategy for you. That's it. Bye for now.